Hi, I am Anna. I come from www.ntvforex.com. U.S. Federal Reserve Minutes Preview. Has the hurricane passed, or is this the eye analysis? http ntvforex.com News ID C756B4818-2023 52:57 p.m. Edited minutes of the July 28, 29 FOMC meeting. Fed funds rate and emergency programs unchanged. Any mention of yield curve control is a negative for the dollar. Markets looking for indications of long-term economic view. The Federal Reserve was the earliest government agency to act on the coronavirus pandemic. NBSP, the bank's rate and loan programs enacted in March, have helped to mitigate the effects of the shutdowns that devastated the economy and produced the worst unemployment since the Depression. Fed funds rate. NTVForex. Since that intervention, the Fed has maintained its policies, using bond purchases to push mortgage rates to their lowest levels on record, but has eschewed other action while warning of the long-term impacts of the pandemic. Markets are chiefly concerned about the governor's forward view. NBSP employment and economic growth are the Fed's main concerns, followed at a discrete rhetorical distance by inflation. Pessimistic, optimistic, or neutral, whatever light the minutes can shed on the FOMC's future sight will be taken as pronouncements by the trading markets. Employment and growth. The dismal tale of the shutdown crash of employment is well known. NBSP over 22 million Americans lost their jobs in March and April in the non-farm payrolls accounting. NBSP about 42%, just more than 9 million have since been rehired. The losses were heaviest among hourly and lower wage workers, the same labor groups that before the pandemic had some of the lowest unemployment on record and the highest wages gains in a generation. NBSP non-farm payrolls. NTVForex growth collapsed in the second quarter, falling at an unheard of 32.9% annualized rate. NBSP the prospective recovery in the July, August, and September, as charted by the Atlanta Fed's GDP Now program, has jumped from 11.9% in its first estimate to 26.2% in its August 14 version. Inflation has been for a decade and more the stepchild of Fed policy as the Fed focused on recovery from the financial crisis and recession. NBSP the crash in consumer demand as most Americans were locked in their homes in March and April drove prices into reverse. NBSP their partial revival. Has NBSP been a function of returning demand rather than any reflationary efforts by the central bank? CPI.NTVForex minutes and markets. The FOMC are edited productions designed to enhance and elucidate current Fed policy. All of the Fed's three main concerns, growth, employment, and inflation, are answerable to the same policy: lower interest rates. There is one area in which the minutes may provide useful clues to future Fed decisions. How serious is the discussion of yield curve control, the extension of control to longer-term interest rates? NBSP yield curve control, or as we call it, Y2C, NBSP was not mentioned in the FOMC statement or by Chairman Powell in his prepared statement or in the news conference. If there is any serious consideration, it will show here. If the topic is more than academic, it will be a sign that the governors are more worried than they have let on and will not bode well for the dollar. NBSP. Subscribe our channel to receive the news as soon as possible. Thank you for watching. If you want to read real-time news, text messages to MT5 Expert Advisors page at https://mt5.expert.advisors.